Welcome back to another episode of Daily Interior Design Inspiration. I am your host, Betsy Helmuth, and today we have an exciting docket lined up for you. We will be diving into a challenge where we gave a designer just $50 to spend at IKEA, and you will not believe the stylish and timeless pieces they picked up. Plus, we will explore an affordable organizer that completely rethinks pantry storage, how a studio apartment got luxe library vibes with a $320 project, and much more. All right, let us get started with our first segment. We gave a designer $50 to spend at IKEA. Here is what they bought. This article was written by lifestyle writer Shelby Deering, who specializes in decor, wellness topics, and home tours. Shelby asked Amy Peltier, the creative director and CEO of Peltier Interiors, to take on this budget challenge. Even though IKEA was founded all the way back in 1943, it is still a favorite of designers today. Amy Peltier tells us that IKEA pieces are often featured in house tours designed by professional interior designers simply because they are so stylish and affordable. She says, like so many designers, I love its unique combination of great design at an affordable price point. Amy uses IKEA in her own designs, primarily for accessories, storage, and tabletop decor. She also mentions that $50 can absolutely get you some serious bang for your buck. A little definitely goes a long way, she says. At many big box stores, items under $50 are poorly made and overly trendy, meaning they are either going to break or look out of style quickly. From my point of view, even if we are focusing on spending less money, you still want to seek out timeless designs that are not destined for the landfill. IKEA has that. So what did Amy Peltier buy with her $50 budget at IKEA? Well, she focused on tabletop decor, and her picks are best described as timeless. Let us take a look at her selections. First up, the Uplaga side plate, priced at just $5.99. Amy says, these classic plates just do not look affordable. The subtle, ruffled edge and clean white finish are so incredible. Whether you want to bring a timeless feeling to a farmhouse table or a softer sense of warmth to a more contemporary environment. Next, she chose the full Talig candlestick set of 3 for $19.99. These black candlesticks are a perfect mix of traditional and modern. Amy believes they really create ambiance at a table. She says, there is no better way to create that intimate feeling around the dinner table like candlesticks. This trio of black candle holders for taper candles are skinny enough to provide that magical glow without blocking conversation across the table. The uneven heights make them even more visually appealing. Lastly, Amy picked up the Tidvatten vase for only $4.99. She points out that this stunning emerald green vase costs less than a latte. The color and shape are perfect for a dining table, whether alone or grouped, for flowers or for small branches, she says. So there you have it. With just $50, Amy Peltier was able to bring home 3 incredibly stylish and timeless pieces from IKEA. It just goes to show that you do not need to break the bank to achieve great design. Next up, we are diving into a game-changing organizer that made me completely rethink pantry storage. This is a must here for anyone looking to maximize their kitchen space without breaking the bank. When I recently renovated my kitchen, I realized that I had been relying on the lazy Susan for all the wrong things. Instead of using it for equipment storage, I decided to treat it as an extension of my pantry to house baking essentials. With that perspective shift in place, I lined the Lazy Susan with clear wedge-shaped bins. I found these clear plastic bins from iDesign, and they cost just $10.19 each. These bins are wedge-shaped, which makes them perfect for fitting into the curve of the Lazy Susan shelves. They have high sides to keep tall baking supplies from toppling over and a built-in handle that makes it easy to grab and go when you need to search for a specific ingredient. What is so great about the iDesign Lazy Susan wedge organizers? First off, storing all my baking supplies in a single spinning cabinet has freed up valuable space in my pantry and helped keep me organized. My Lazy Susan shelves have an outer lip to corral items, but they still would not suffice for my plan to stock the shelves with tall baking supplies. That is where these clear plastic bins come in handy. They contain inevitable spills and drips to a small area, which is easily cleaned with a damp cloth. I am able to fit 3 of these wedge-shaped bins on each shelf of my Lazy Susan. I sorted similar ingredients into the same bin, one for chocolate and cocoa powder, another for extracts and leavening agents, another for syrups and oils, and so on. The bins are clear, making it easy to see the contents, and I also labeled each bin as a finishing touch. These organizers have been a game changer for me, but they can be just as useful even if you are not a baker. You can organize the bins according to your cooking style. It is a great way to keep your collection of hot sauces, dried fruits, seasoning mixes, and more organized too. So, if you are looking for an affordable and effective way to rethink your pantry storage, I highly recommend these iDesign Lazy Susan Wedge organizers. At just $10.19 each, they are a small investment for a big return in kitchen organization. Let us dive right into our next segment. This studio apartment gets luxe library vibes thanks to a $320 project. Abby Montail recently wrote an article about how DIYer Claudia Williams transformed a small alcove in her Brooklyn studio apartment into a vintage-inspired home library. This project is a bookworm's dream and showcases how you can create a cozy, personalized space without breaking the bank. Vast home libraries are the epitome of cozy, giving us a space to curl up with our favorite stories and store some beloved knickknacks on each shelf. And guess what? You do not need a Beauty and the Beast-sized castle to have some stuffed shelves. Claudia Williams, who you can find on Instagram as Awi by Claudia Williams, took on this challenge in her rental apartment and absolutely nailed it. Claudia shares, "The day I toured the place, I made a mental note that this little alcove would be perfect for built-in shelves to showcase my book collection, and the rest is history." When she first moved in, the alcove was bare apart from 2 shelves made from wood and steel pipes, left by the previous tenants. They were not my taste, and they did not take advantage of the apartment's 12-foot ceilings, she says. So, she had the old shelves taken down and asked the landlord to give the whole room a fresh coat of paint. After the fresh paint job, Claudia moved forward with installing custom shelves, and the entire project cost about $320. Choosing to build the shelves herself rather than buying pre-made ones saved her a significant amount of money. She headed over to the Home Depot to pick out the lumber herself. "I had never bought my own lumber," she says. "It was so fun going to Home Depot, finding the right wood, and getting it cut on the spot. I felt so independent and empowered." Since this was Claudia's first time working with lumber, she decided to enlist a tasker from TaskRabbit to help install the wood. She painted the shelves herself in the same color as the walls, Benjamin Moore's mannequin cream. "If I could do anything differently, I would anchor the lumber shelves in the center so they could hold more weight," Claudia says, noting that sometimes hiring professional help is the best route. One of the most charming aspects of Claudia's shelves is how she filled them with thrifted finds. Apart from the height and architectural interest that the shelves add to her space, her favorite part is having ample space to display my treasures, ranging from family heirlooms to plants to vintage books. Stocking your bookshelves with thrifted finds or pre-existing decor is also a great way to make over your home library on a budget. A lot of the items on the shelves are thrifted or found at flea markets, she says. If you know what you are looking for and are willing to be patient, you can collect some true gems. This project is a perfect example of how you can transform a small space into a luxurious and personalized area without spending a fortune. Claudia's story is inspiring for anyone looking to add a touch of vintage charm and practicality to their living space. So, if you are thinking about creating your own home library, remember that a little creativity and some elbow grease can go a long way. All right, let's move on to our final segment for today. 5 dated decor pieces you should swap out ASAP, according to designers. If you have been feeling a bit bored with your home or think things are starting to look a bit dated, it might be time for a refresh. Amanda Lauren recently wrote an article on this topic, and we asked top interior designers what they think should be replaced first. Here are the 5 things you need to swap out in your home right now. First up, word art. Remember those live, laugh, love signs that were all the rage a few years ago? Well, contemporary abstract painter Jessie Reed says it is time to swap them out for chic coastal pieces. She suggests giving your walls a fresh overhaul with coastal artwork in calming colors like white, sea blues, greens, and sand. If new art is not in your budget, consider making prints or canvases from those gorgeous beach photos you took on your last vacation. It does not have to be professional, just meaningful to you. If coastal vibes are not quite your style, Amanda Lee from House of Rollison recommends textured paintings as a unique replacement for statement art. These pieces can add depth and interest to your walls without overwhelming your space. Next, let us talk about cold neutrals. According to Alex Mutter-Rottmeyer and Austin Carrier from Homeboys Interiors, we have all been playing it safe with cold neutrals like gray and grage for too long. They suggest swapping these out for warmer neutrals and richer colors. Whether it is paint on the wall, bedding, pillows, or furniture, even changing up just a few neutrals in your home can make the entire space feel fresh and updated. Moving on to hardware, unlacquered brass has been on trend for several years now, but it might be time for a change. Mutter-Rottmeyer and Carrier suggest opting for unique finishes like verdigris. This aged antique look gives cabinetry or desks a vintage, historic feel. And do not worry, you do not have to scour antique shops or estate sales to find it. Many stores that sell hardware, like Perigold, offer accessible and affordable options. Now, let us discuss neutral furniture. Mutter-Rottmeyer and Carrier say it is time to swap out your neutral linen furniture pieces for something a bit more daring. They recommend deeply hued mohair or printed jacquard for a moodier, cozier interior. If you still love your current furniture and it is in good condition, or if you are on a budget, reupholstering could be a great option. Lastly, angled leg furniture. Unless a piece is authentically mid-century modern, angled leg tables and chairs can look dated and uninteresting. Mutter-Rottmeyer and Carrier suggest swapping these pieces for something with a beaded leg instead. Beaded legs add texture and a sense of sophistication, making them an ideal way to bring a traditional touch to contemporary rooms. So there you have it, 5 dated decor pieces that you should swap out as soon as possible, according to top designers. Remember, even small changes can make a big difference in refreshing your space and making it feel more up to date. And that wraps up today's episode of Daily Interior Design Inspiration. I hope you found these tips helpful and are feeling inspired to make some changes in your own home. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time for more affordable and modern interior design tips. Have a great day.